Hello friends, a very warm welcome to the Crochet Hook channel. See, I feel very happy today to present you with this absolutely beautiful Crochet Rakhi. You can call it Kaanha Rakhi or Raadha Rakhi, the way you like it. It is all the elements that Kaanha loves, be it the morpang here or the matki or the murli. I have added it all and worked it in the colors of this peacock feather to give it a beautiful look. You can have a look. It's such a beautiful 3D Rakhi. Everything is well arranged on top of the feather and it has such a beautiful dangling bead added to the murli that gives even a wonderful look to the murli. And I think during Rakshabandhan we must prepare a Rakhi for Krishna, for Kaanha, with our hands. This is such a gesture of gratitude for our God. Before we jump into working this absolutely beautiful Kaanha Rakhi or Raadha Rakhi together, for the friends who are joining me here for the first time, please do consider subscribing to the channel. That really motivates, inspires, that keeps us connected. You get a notification each time I post on my channel, and that really helps our channel grow, our community grow. Also, please do follow me on Pinterest, Instagram and Facebook. I have shared the links of these platforms on my channel on the screen. You can see them. Please follow me there. Let's be more connected, more together. So let's get ahead and work this beautiful Kaanha Rakhi for your brother or for Kaanha, to whomsoever you wish to work it for. So here I have chosen different colors of Hobby India crochet thread as usual, and I'll be crocheting it with a crochet hook of 2.0 millimeters. You will also need a sewing needle with a big eye to sew in the loose ends. Keep few stitch markers handy. You'll also need some fiber fill for the stuffing purpose. Add a decoration of your choice. I'll be adding this kind of white beads to give the look of makhan atop the matki, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. I have already shared the pattern of these beautiful peacock feathers on my channel. Please go ahead and click the link in the iCard. You can work it from there and then join me here later. So we'll be first working this bead to prepare the matki. So we'll be working the bead first. So the scheme that we'll be following is this. The total number of rounds that we'll be working will be 10. And here we'll begin working with 7 single crochets in the first round. In the round 2, this number will get doubled and we'll have 14 single crochets. As we move towards the third round, we'll be working increase into every second stitch. So this just denotes us an increase. So 1 single crochet into 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets into the next. So just following this, repeating this scheme, will have 21 single crochets at the end of round 3. Then round 4 to 8 will just be working 1 single crochet into every single crochet ahead, so as to just maintain this number of 21 till those 5 rounds from between 4 to 8. So having increased it here in the third round, we'll just maintain that number in rounds from rounds 4 to 8, just working 1 single crochet into every round. Then into 9th round we'll begin decreasing, so 1 single crochet into 1 single crochet, and then we'll work a decrease. So into the next 2 we'll be working a single crochet decrease. So then we'll have 14 single crochets in the 9th round, and in the 10th round again we'll just go back to the same old number where we began working it. So this 14 will get halved and we'll have 7 single crochets. So we'll just be working single crochet decrease in all the single crochets here, so as to get this number halved. So this is the pattern that we'll be repeating for working our bead. Let's get started. So here we'll first begin with the round 1, and we'll be working 7 single crochets into the round 1. So to begin here, we'll first work a magic ring. So this is the non-working end, this is the working end which is attached to the skein, and I have time and again told that a magic ring is simply a loose end slip knot. So if you don't tighten the slip knot, this is your magic ring. So then let's work the slip knot or the magic ring. This is the non-working end, this is the working end. Fold the working end onto the non-working end. A loop is worked. Hold this loop with your middle finger and thumb and the rest of the yarn as if you're going to crochet. Now here, insert the hook through this loop. Drop a loop through it. This is your magic ring, right? If you pull this loose tail, you can reduce the size of this magic ring to your comfort. Now here, work 1 chain, and we are going to work single crochets into this magic ring. So then insert the hook, drop a loop. We have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through both the loops. 1 single crochet is worked. Again, Into the ring, work one more single crochet the same way. 2, 3, 4. Reduce the size by just pulling this loose end. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 single crochets work. Then 5, 6 and 7. So we work 7 single crochets, tighten this ring even more. Now here I have completed all my 7 single crochets, and let's join the round. While we join the round, we simultaneously begin with the next round. We will not slip stitch join the round here. So beneath the 2 loops of the first single crochet, insert the hook, and here work 2 single crochets into this stitch, 1 and 2, and then into this first stitch of this round, put the marker beneath the 2 loops like this. See, into this round we'll be working 14 single crochets. That is, the number gets doubled here, and that means we'll be working 2 stitches into every stitch. We already worked 2 stitches into the first stitch. Now 2 single crochets into the next stitch ahead, 2 into the next stitch ahead, 2 into the next stitch ahead. Like that we are going to work all the way around. So then into the next single crochet ahead, work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. That means 4. Then into the next one, work 2 single crochets, 5 and 6. Into the next one, work 2, 7 and 8. 2 single crochets into the next one, 9 and 10. 2 single crochets into the next one, 11 and 12. And into the last stitch also, work 2 single crochets, 13 and 14. So see, we have reached the number of 14 at the end of round 2. Now we'll here again begin working the next round in a spiral. So for the round 3, we need to work 1 single crochet into 1 single crochet, and then we want to increase into the next stitch. So we'll be working 2 single crochets into the next single crochet. So then here, take out the marker, and into the first stitch we work just 1 single crochet. Put the marker back in place. Now into the second stitch, work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. So we're just going to repeat 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around. Again, into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. Into the next stitch, work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Simple. Into the next stitch, just work 1 single crochet. Into the next stitch, work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. 1 single crochet into the next stitch ahead, 2 single crochets into the next stitch ahead, 1 and 2. 1 single crochet into the next stitch ahead, 2 single crochets into the next stitch ahead, 1 and 2. Again, 1 single crochet into the next stitch ahead, and 2 single crochets into the next stitch ahead, 1 and 2. Again, 1 single crochet into the next stitch ahead, and 2 single crochets into this last stitch ahead. That is the end of our round 3 here. So we completed round 3, and this is what we have created. Now see, from rounds 4 to 8, for the next 5 rounds, we'll be just working the same number of single crochets. That means we'll be just working 1 single crochet into every single crochet in this round 3. So we'll be just working 21 single crochets. Let's have a look here. Now take out the marker. We begin here with the round 4. So into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet, and we just have to work 1 single crochet into every stitch ahead. So then 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep working 1 single crochet all the way around. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. We completed our round 4 here, and for the next 4 more rounds, just work the same pattern, 1 single crochet into every single crochet ahead. So the way we have worked the 4th round together, just like this, keep working 4 more rounds, and I'll join you after the 8th round. So here I have worked all my 8 rounds, and now we're going to move to the 9th round. And in 9th round we'll be working 1 single crochet into 1 single crochet, and then for the next 2 single crochets we'll be working a decrease so as to have a total of 14 single crochets at the end of round 9. So then here, before we move further for the round 9, clearly understand our stitches. See, in every stitch we have these 2 loops showing up like a braid. So this loop that is towards you is the front loop, and the loop that is away from you is the back loop. In every stitch you have a front loop and a back loop, a front loop and a back loop, a front loop in a back loop. When we're going to work the decrease of the single crochets, we'll be working in the front loops of the stitches, right? So here then, into this first stitch, insert the hook, drop a loop, work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet into the first single crochet. Then put the marker within the 2 loops of the first single crochet, just work. Now we're going to work a decrease of next 2 single crochets. So here we're just going to work into the front loops as I've already told. So into the front loop of the first stitch, then into the front loop of the next stitch, insert the hook like this, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, 1 decrease is worked. Again into the next stitch, just work 1 single crochet, and now we'll again go for a decrease. So into the front loop of the next stitch, then into the front loop of the next stitch, insert the hook, drop, loop, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through the rest of the 2, 1 more decrease is worked. Then having worked the decrease here, into the next stitch work 1 single crochet. Now again we'll go for the decrease. So into the front loop of the next stitch, then into the front loop of the next stitch ahead, insert the hook like so, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the rest 2 loops, 1 more decrease is worked. Then into the next stitch, just work 1 single crochet. Again we'll go for a decrease. So into the front loop of the first, into the front loop of the next, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the rest 2 loops, 1 more decrease is worked. Into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, work a decrease the same way. Into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, go for a decrease. Right? Into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, go for a decrease. Then 1 single crochet into the next stitch ahead, and into the next 2 stitches just go for a decrease like this, right? So here we have our 9th round worked, and this is how it has come up. It's now begun to close up. Now before we work the 10th round and close it completely, we'll put the stuffing into it. So here I have this fiber fill, and we'll just push it into this space here to fill it completely. See, I have properly filled it, and now we're going to work the 10th round. So then for the 10th round we'll be just decreasing every next 2 stitches to bring the number down to 7. So here then, take out the marker. We'll begin with the decrease from here only. So into the next stitch, in its front loop, insert the hook. Into the next stitch, in its front loop, insert the hook. Yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. The stitch is decreased, and here put the marker back into the stitch to locate it. Then again into the next stitch, into the front loop, insert the hook. Into the next stitch, in the front loop, insert the hook. Yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through the rest 2. Into the next stitch, in its front loop, into the next stitch, in its front loop, insert the hook. Yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. Again into the next stitch through its front loop, into the next stitch through its front loop. Yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through the rest 2. Again into the next stitch through its front loop, into the next stitch to the front loop. Yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. Right? Again into the next stitch to the front loop, into the next stitch through the front loop. Yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. Into the next stitch through the front loop and into this last stitch also through the front loop. Insert the hook, drop a loop, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2. See, we have completely reduced the size, and this is the last round. And here, take this out and leaving a little tail, cut the thread and bring it all onto this side, and with the needle we'll close this up, right? So thread the needle with this loose end and just pass it to the stitches like this to close it up. It's properly closed, and here you can put a knot, grabbing superficial loops of the stitches here. And it's all closed, and we have our this bead ready. Now we will turn it into a matki nextly. So here nextly we're going to work the rim of the matki, and into 1, 2, 3, 4th round we'll be working the rim. So between 3rd or 4th round we'll be working here actually. So around any of the single crochets, just bring in the new color and tie the knot like this. One more knot to secure the yarn here. Then around the same single crochet, insert the hook and pull the loop, and here work 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now if you stretch your chain like this, where your hook reaches at this place here, around this single crochet, just grab a single crochet here and work 1 single crochet around it like this. We're working just like that without counting the stitches. So then work 3 chains again, 1, 2 and 3, and again lay your chain like this, and here where our last chain reaches, around the single crochet here, work 1 single crochet. Simple. Again work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, and again put it like this, and around this single crochet here just work 1 single crochet. Chain 3 again, 1, 2 and 3, lay it down, and you get to know where you have to work the single crochet. One more, last time, work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, and here we had this, into this beginning chain 1, work 1 slip stitch like this. So this round gets joined. Now around the next chain 3, insert the hook, drop a loop, work 1 single crochet, and into this chain 3 work 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2. So into this next chain 3 we work 3 single crochets. Then into the next chain 3, around it work 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, right? Around the next chain 3 work 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Then around the next chain 3 also work 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, right? Then around this last chain 3 also work 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. We have reached the end here, and into this beginning single crochet just work a slip stitch to join this round here. Keep it a little opened like this, and our matki gets ready. We'll here put a knot, and I'll keep this thread a little long, so I'll use this to sew in the beads here, right? So then press this entire thing like this, so it kind of looks like a matki, and here put a knot and leaving a little long tail that we'll be using for sewing the beads. Cut the thread and secure the knot here well tightly. And our matki is ready. See, we have this loose end here. Just sew it neatly into the same color. So here into this white color only, into this single crochet, and again cut that extra thread that is there. And it's so neat and clean, and we'll put beads here. So if you wish, you can just put one bead like this, fix it here, sew it well with this loose end, or you can also put smaller beads like so as to fill it with smaller beads, the space you need to fill with the beads. So they give a look of the makhan in the matki. This is my idea here. So I'll be sewing the beads like this. So it will give the look of a matki filled with makhan. So let's sew. I've threaded my needle with this long thread, and now here, first I'll take the needle out into this space from here. Right, so it's all neat and clean. And now we'll put the beads here. Simple sewing. Just grab superficial loops and take out the needle on this side. Then put the next bead in and sew it here. Put the next bead in and grab the superficial loops. I will now take these beads into a round like this. So they will all fall into a round. Just keep grabbing 2 beads at a time and take them in a round. So next 2 and the last 2 also, I'll take them in a round. So they all fall in a round. Then through the first bead. So the beads are well arranged here. I'll take my needle towards the center from here, where I'll just put my last bead at the center, right? So then I can even put a big bead here like this. I'll take it out on this side. So beautifully this is all arranged. You can see the makhan matki. It looks as if the matki is filled with makhan. And now I'll just secure this loose end into this white shade here, putting a couple knots. Then that is, see how beautifully our matki is ready. And we have this loose end to sew this matki on top of the morpunk. So we'll keep it aside, and now we'll work the murli. To work the murli, I'll be using this satay stick. I just want this much, so I have taken 1 centimeter extra on either sides, and here I'll cut it, right? So with the extra length, this is my murli, and this is how I'll be keeping both the things on this feather. So let's decorate this murli. Just applying the gum where I want to put my yarn, the red color yarn with which I'll be wrapping this. Now begin wrapping the yarn around the stick like this. Just keep wrapping it neatly and close by so the stick doesn't show up. This is long on both the sides. The red is covered till here only I want it, and till here I want it. Keep it pressed for some time and it will stick till here. You can cut the extra thread. And this is the length that I need from red till this red, so I'll cut the extra ones. So now I'm going to add this glittery thread which has a pom-pom and a bead on one end to give this murli a festive and beautiful look. So what I'll do, just leave a little on this end. First we're going to attach this colorful dory on this end. Take this loose end and just wrap it around here to stick it well on this end. Let it dry so this end gets fixated, right? Once it dries, we'll wrap it all till here. You can hold it for a couple of seconds to help it stick together faster. Now from here on, we'll just loosely at equal distances tie this beautiful patti or gota around this, and because it's now coming till here only, and here I'm going to just tie a thread around this, a red thread, keeping the tail on one end a little longer so we can use it for the stitching purposes, right? So just tie it well. Cut that extra on this end. So here the murli gets ready, and keep it aside. Now let's work the dory for the rakhi. Work a magic ring. Now here, work 2 chains, 1 and 2, yarn over, insert the hook at the center of this ring, draw up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all the loops, 1 half double crochet is worked. Yarn over again, work 1 half double crochet into the ring. So here first chain 2 also stands for 1 half double crochet, so we have 3 half double crochets worked. Then yarn over at the center of the ring, work 1 double crochet. Insert the hook, drop a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, 1 double crochet is worked. Then work 2 chains, 1 and 2, and work a picot atop this double crochet, just worked like this. Then yarn over and into the ring, work 1 more double crochet the same way. Now yarn over and work 3 half double crochets at the center of this ring. 1, 2 and 3. You can reduce the size of this ring even more. So then, having worked this beautiful petal into this 1, 2 top second chain, insert the hook, drop a loop, work a slip stitch to join this round here. Beautiful leaf is created for one end of the dory. Then here work 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we're going to work double crochet clusters, 3 double crochet cluster. So yarn over and insert the hook into the very first chain, draw up a loop, then yarn over, pull through just 2 loops, yarn over again into the same chain, insert the hook, drop a loop, again yarn over, just pull through first 2 loops, second time, then yarn over again into the same chain space, insert the hook, drop a loop, and yarn over, just pull through first 2 loops, then yarn over, pull through all the loops on the hook. 1 3 double crochet cluster is worked. Here put 4 chains again, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and again we'll create the same pattern. So yarn over, here insert the hook, drop a loop, yarn over, just pull through first 2 loops, yarn over into the same chain, insert the hook, drop a loop, yarn over, just pull through first 2 loops, one more time, yarn over into this chain 1, insert the hook, drop a loop, and yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, then yarn over, pull through all the loops. Again we have created the same pattern here. Again work 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and keep creating this pattern till you reach the length that you wish for your dory, and then we will end the dory working this pattern again on the other end. So I'll just be working it long enough and see you there. I have worked this dory for enough length, and now having worked this last cluster also, we'll create the same end on this end also. So here then Work 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into these top loops here, insert the hook like this and work 1 slip like this. Then turn it over, and into this ring we're going to work. So yarn over and into the center of this chain 4 ring, insert the hook, pull up a loop, work 3 HDCs, 1, 2 and 3. Having worked 3 half double crochets, yarn over, work 1 double crochet like this, then work 2 chains, 1 and 2. Now create a picot of this double crochet here. Now again yarn over, work 1 more double crochet here, work 3 more half double crochets into this ring. So 1, 2 and 3, and then at the center of this thing here, insert the hook, drop a loop, work 1 slip stitch to join it here, and here I'll just take it out on this side, and here with the needle I'll put a knot here. Then if you want to put a bead, just pass this thread all towards this end here, and here we'll put a bead at this end. Here you can put a bead in like this and just secure it here into this picot, putting a couple knots here, and then secure this loose end into the same pattern on the back side. Bead is well put, and cut that extra thread that is there. Sew a bead on this end as well, the same way. Having put the bead, secure the loose ends on the back side. The bead is well put on both the ends, and the dory is ready. Like this, I want to sew my dory on the back side of this rakhi. And here I'll just put very light stitches into these loops, just grabbing the superficial loops so they don't appear on the front. Having reached this end, I'll just put a couple of knots. And here also I'll put a couple knots with this green color thread on this end. Likewise with this yarn also. The dory is well put behind the rakhi. Now nextly here I'm going to add this makhan matki like this onto the left side here. See, this is how I want to put it, right? So with this loose end, I'll try to just sew it here, right? Right here where you want to place the matki. Also grab this dory with it so it will be more sturdy. And here just grab the superficial stitches. See, it's so beautifully getting attached. On this end also I'll put a stitch. See, it's properly fixed atop our feather. The makhan matki is fixed here, and we will just put a couple of knots in the dory itself so it doesn't strain our feather, right? and then secure the rest of this yarn in this dory like this. So the makhan matki and the dory are well put with this feather, and now is the turn to put the murli here like this. I want to put it like this, so it dangles like this. See, if I put it like this, it will just dangle like this, and I want this bead to dangle. So this is how I'm going to put my murli, a little slant. So just I will thread the needle with this loose end that we had left. First I will fix this end, and then we'll grab another yarn and fix this end. So keep it like this so it dangles exactly where you want to put your murli, and take it through the rakhi on the back side here. And here I'll just put a couple stitches around it. It's the same color yarn, so no trouble at all, right? This is how I have put a knot here, and now I'll just put a couple knots to secure it here only. Right, so it's well put on this end. This is dangling also, and now I'll just secure this loose end into this dory here like this. So the murli is well placed on this end, and now we want to fix this end also with our feather. I've taken again a small red thread. I'll just sew it around the murli with the feather. So then here just hold it gently, and on this end just put a couple rounds like this, and then we'll just put the knot here. The murli is well placed atop this feather and with this matki, and just here sew in these loose ends into this dory neatly. So this beautiful Kaanha Rakhi or Krishna Rakhi or Raadha Rakhi, as you wish to call it, gets ready. Here I would also add that if you wish, on the back side here you can put a foam, this thin foam, cut out and stick it like this to, if you think that your Rakhi needs more sturdiness. Else mine is absolutely wonderful without this foam, so I'm just keeping it like that. It has such a beautiful form and structure, and I don't think that I need the foam to be put on the back side. I absolutely loved working this beautiful Rakhi with you. Have fun learning, have fun crocheting. Radhe Radhe to you all.